Ngisatesha ngale Kingsley, trying to take it easy, climbing up this chimney. But everybody envy, Khalek Batla Bentley with everybody friendly. It's the jazz music, the ordinary Taz music. Get 'em cool, loose bluesing, whatever you going through, snooze it and lose it. The jazz music, the ordinary. Yo, what's up? It's your boy Pro J. It's yet another episode of Into the Rabbit Hole. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button, comment. We need your views, we need your input, we need to keep growing, and there's no way without your input. This is also another exciting episode of
Into the Rabbit
This
Hole.
is another exciting episode of Into the Rabbit Hole. Today I've got one of my it's not my nigga, this one is a kid. He's a baby Nyana. I've got one of the most talented, most hardworking, most driven, most humans I've ever come across, you know. A lot of people are always pretentious in their deeds or doing stuff to get something out of it. So I always try and keep genuine people around me. I've got Pali, Junior Pals, Hurko Pali, there's a lot of AKAs. But yeah, he's commonly known as Junior. My nigga Some Kulumele is right here. What's up? Welcome.
My nigga.
What's up?
Let me talk to you guys, okay? My name is Hurko Pali, aka Junior Pali, aka just Pali.
Yeah,
you know, but
AKA Dr. Dre.
only you come with it. But now, just from people who know me as Junior. Mokude now, you know me as Junior.
Yeah.
But everyone outside knows me as Pali.
Oh,
If we went to school together as Pali or Hurko Pali. Junior's only for the people that know me.
Aware. Before we go any further, shout out to the Hop.
To the hop.
Hop. Shout out to our brother Pages Abdul with yet another masterpiece. This is a beautiful image. Hit the brother up. He's Pages Abdul, Instagram, Facebook. Find the perfect piece of art that's missing in your space. Hit the brother up. Have a conversation. Look at what he has and cop something. You know what I mean? So yeah, now we're about to dive in. Alice?
Into the rabbit hole. Let's go. I've been waiting, man. It's been a minute. We've been planning it. It's happened before, but
It's happened. We also had a couple of other shoots that, unfortunately, with the podcasting space, man, it's always about building relationships and trust. You know, I'm happy that I got screwed over or fucked in the very beginning. I know not to trust people anymore, not to collaborate with people that don't really share the vision. But yeah, man, nothing will deter me. I keep on pushing, and here we are.
You know what I'm saying? I think I'm very appreciative of your energy, right? And also your drive. There's not a lot of people that have drive, and so I always surround myself with people that have drive. Because you know, if I'm growing, then you're growing.
Sure.
The moment you stop growing is the moment I leave you behind. And then it's seen as nah, that's not the case. You know, we have to keep growing together. It's always about bond and where we're going as people. And the moment we don't share the vision, you need to cut that loose, bro.
Yeah, it's like going into business with people that didn't buy into the business. They won't love it as much as you do.
Yes.
They might be there to kind of inspire you in the beginning, but once they see that you're getting better than what they're doing, then it becomes a problem, and they screw you. And I learned my lesson, man. But it is what it is.
Such is life.
Such is life. Life is such.
But sorry to cut you. But look at where we are now. You know, we're calling it on the highest level, as they always say.
What's the goal?
But now, me and Pro go way back. I'm sorry, I don't need an introduction. That's crazy. Me and Pro, we go way back, and I've seen you do your first song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've seen you do your first song.
Out of boredom, by the way. Unemployment will make you find a hobby, nourish the hobby, and yeah, you've been one of the few people in the journey to making music and actually making me sound the way I sound, which is type shit. This is not my interview. I'm not one that's being interviewed. I ain't the guest in this speech. Let's let people know who Pali is, where Pali comes from, where Dr. Dre got his. Let's not go
Let's start with the family.
Let's start with the family. Let's start with where you're from, the hood, school, you know. Yeah, just early life.
Early life, okay, born 2001.
Oh,
Ladies, you know what's up.
Okay.
Or older, younger, you know what time it is. So, yeah, of course, I was born Proteas Lane, September. Grew up in Proteas Lane with my father, my mother, happy relationship till it wasn't, you know what I'm saying. My father was a very abusive person, so be it emotionally, be it physically. He had bipolar disorder, so he could not contain his emotions.
And he couldn't account for it.
Yeah, and that's why part of me is the way I am, such an emotional person, you know. So it comes from him, but I'm very grateful for what I've learned through all of that. So growing up in Proteas Lane, you know, we did not have a happy household, you know what I'm saying. So eventually my mother had the strength to divorce my father, and I moved to Mzimhlophe. You know, West Side, 1804, you know, that's why we're always repping 1804. Now you know who we are, bro. This is the whole team, you know. So, but I was always, back and forth, and my father moved out of Protea. We went to El Dorado Park for a couple of years, I think 2 years, 3 years, and me and my father had the best father-son relationship that you could ever. He was my role model from the way, you know, as much as the bad things don't make a person, the good things also don't, you know. It's a mixture of both. And what you take from it is
it's
how
entirely up to you.
You get what I'm saying? So I had to learn to take some of the good things that he did, and the bad things I had to maneuver and make them better, you know. So I'll never lay my hand on a woman. I'll never do, and I know they say never, but I hold myself to very high standards. And that's why I am where I am right now. Okay, let me fast forward. Let me not get in too much.
Yeah. So, okay. Not a happy home.
Yeah, so we moved out of Proteas Lane
to
Eldos, but it wasn't a very safe space. You get what I'm saying? Even,
especially in that time,
It was not a very safe space. My father was a cop. And then he retired. He started his own business. He became an entrepreneur. He used to track stolen vehicles.
Private investigator.
Yes, he was actually a detective at the police force. So when he stopped, he already had that background knowledge. So he could always find something that went missing links, information. He would always put them together. You know. So after that, we decided to move from Eldos and went back to Protea. But at that point, the divorce was so it just got worse as time. The relationship just got worse. And because my father was suicidal, my mother decided to take me full custody. Right? Yeah, so that was the whole thing. She got us full custody. My sister stayed with my grandfather, and then I stayed with my mom and my brother. So with that being said, when I was staying this side, I always used to go visit in Protea, type shit. And eventually, after my father passed on, he shot himself. So yeah, I stayed this side, and this is where I got to grow up, man. You know, so I've had the best of both worlds, both living in a nice house with both parents, and also with a bad house, you know, with like abuse and everything, and also a single mother. You get what I'm saying? So I've had an experience of all three, and I can testament to what that has taught me and why I am the way I am today. You get what I'm saying? So
just let's backtrack a little bit. You just mentioned that your pops shot himself, and you just skipped over it. Is it something you struggle with till today?
No.
Do you understand why it had happened?
I understand.
You understand why it happened?
So I understand that my father he wasn't honest with himself. And a lot of people, when you die, they'll be like, bro, I don't sugarcoat things because it hides the truth. I do not hide the truth.
But there's a saying that you don't speak ill of the dead, so I guess that's where the narrative comes from.
Yeah, but
once they're gone, because they're not there to defend themselves, you know?
But then again, how do you learn those lessons as his child? You get what I'm saying? So you have to have those talks with your mother and you know,
understand,
yes, because if you don't, we end up being angry because why did my father die? Why did he shoot himself? You don't understand. My mom is a very honest person. That's why I'm an honest person. So we had those conversations, and I got to deal with it at a very young age. Okay, time and body, the need to. Why?
How old were you when this was happening?
Father died at 2011. I was about 10, 11 years old.
Oh shit! And your mind was fully developed to start grasping
Yes.
somewhat
Yes.
what's happening.
Yes, of course. So I had some time to go through it, That's why today someone can say time allowed, that it does not bother me, I've put that past me. And as people say time heals, but actually going through everything that you're going through, you have to go through that. Once you skip those stages and you intoxicate, you lean, you don't really have the
Face
time.
it.
Yeah.
You need to face the music.
Head on,
to the music,
bro.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So the only way I could actually do that was to sit and cry. Constant conversations with it. What do you have to do as a man to be better? And you would go back. Now for homework, what type of person do you want to be? What type of example do you want to set to other
your
people?
kids, to people that see
And that's a testament to me falling in love with Islam. Sorry to just skip over some things, but testament to falling in love with Islam was always holding yourself accountable, and
also there's a lot of accountability in Islam.
yes,
Is it with the discipline, with the amount of prayers you have to do on a daily, Ramadan and fasting? What is it? Because I'm not inclined with that.
yeah. So what it basically is, right, is to understand. First and foremost, you have to understand that God made us as humans, not as angels. So he wants you to make the mistakes. But the key to everything is to understanding that Allah is a very, very merciful God. That's why he's one of his best names. We always say Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the most gracious, most merciful. So it's always going back and seeking forgiveness, repentance.
Yeah.
So as much as I'm a sinner, you know what I'm saying?
But haram a lot.
Yeah. But I do go back, in my
do
downtime
du'as
and pray,
and stuff,
yes,
yeah.
and always clean yourself up, make du'as, and always ask to be a better person. I try to not ask for things. I try to be thankful for life, to be thankful for what I have, because I've been in a situation where Fana nonane boroto lepat,
Sure.
with peaks limits, no limits. So I've seen it all.
At least not with pigs.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I've seen it all, and there's a saying that life hits you hard, and if it hits you at a young age, you get to grow up
Quickly.
Yes.
Do you feel like you were deprived of some aspects of childhood?
No.
Did you have to skip a few things just to man up? Because I'm looking at being 10, 11ish.
Yeah.
That's when you've just outgrown being a toddler.
Yeah.
You're becoming a senior in primary school.
Mm.
There's a social life as well,
Yeah.
aspect to it. How did you navigate through all of that? I know it's a very early age to try and look at and introspect and kind of give us a blueprint as to how you managed it, because as a kid you're just living.
Yeah.
But when you look back now in hindsight, what's the deal? What's the level?
I think, Wetty, to be honest with you, right?
Yeah.
For me, it was trial and error. It always had to be trial and error, especially from adolescence into growing into a young man, and now being a man. You get what I'm saying? It's a trial and error thing. You make a mistake and you're like, oh, next time I was not supposed to do that. And you learn through hardships. You learn through I had to learn through my brother constantly, pressing me. Don't do this. No, why are you doing this? And he's the type of person that would, he would ask you a question, and you had to answer the question.
On the spot.
Yeah, you cannot, you could not cry.
Yeah.
No, you had to answer the question.
Junior, why was I so?
Exactly. And I did not have an answer for that. He would ask me again, why? And then you have to sit down and think, why did I do that?
And go back after some time.
You get what I'm
and say,
saying?
This is why.
So it's introspection. And my mom also did a good job in raising me to be the man I am, because she also held me accountable as a man. She never beat around the bush. Pick and pay. This was, I think I was 14, 15, being a kid, never needed trading cards. We had trading cards where you had Ronaldo, all of those trading cards. But we did not have the money to go always buy those things. And I would get to school and the kids would always have new set of cards. You know, you couldn't battle. So
I won my game on my 2000. I don't even know what the fuck trading cards are in the football. We're not in America, but Massimo States, like baseball cards and stuff.
Type thing. But for UEFA.
Oh.
Yeah. So UEFA, you know what I'm saying? Neridala, dog. I have Messi, I have this one. You know, there are always ratings. You put your attack versus someone's defense and you'd win the cards.
Depending
yeah.
on
So Nanekin mistake Nyana since Kananyana is like there's no way. Every time Maria pick and play my lady.
You'd cry for some.
Don't cry, boy. Bored.
Never been caught.
Nah, I'm getting to that.
Yeah.
I'm getting to that. Right, okay, sharp. First time it works out. Nah, the check, I go home. I just got Ibrahimovic
Yes.
888 attack. I got Casillas 94 defense. You know, I was go in, played, I won some cards. But we are creatures of habit.
Sure.
It happened the first time.
You got away.
The second time I went again. But
Were you
now
alone or with your mom?
I was still with my mom.
Yeah.
I would always find a way to be like, oh mama uyakako. Okay, nako fula like.
That's when you get your
Yeah,
chance.
because they were close to the aisles,
Oh.
right? Where the tills, sorry. So I'd always just quickly watch, no one seeing. And as a kid, you're smart. Especially when you know you're doing something wrong. You're very smart. You're slick about it.
Very cautious.
Yeah,
like
you
surveying the whole place.
Watching you already knew, okay, the camera go guy, how do I position myself? Sometimes it wouldn't be in that space. I would take them and act as if I'm going to go into one of the aisles, look, take my wallet out or something. Like not spatch. Was still a spatch and then Velcro. You know, act like you're taking a card out but you're putting these
Something
things in.
in,
Yeah, I was very slick about it. But the second time it happened, I went and got a bigger stack. The third time is the charm. It's always the charm.
I'm imagining your mom's reaction, bro.
So that time's the charm.
Yeah.
I'm like, bored. This time I'm going for,
The kill.
yeah.
What did you take this time?
I filled my pockets with the trading cards. Got Crunchy. I loved Crunchy back then. My pockets were so full, it was evident.
That there's something
There's
special.
something. Because my pockets were bulging. And this is how we walked out, And this is Southgate Mall. The security is not very tight. They don't care. It's not like more go deep for me but they sleep. They don't up it. There it was very free, because there's white people. White people are buying there, colored people are buying there. You never get the same treatment.
At a mall than at a shopping center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as I was leaving,
Watch, it was Scotch Sharpie.
we're already walking out. And my mom looks back. Something tells us, like what's in your pocket? I'm like, that's when you get red and everything gets black.
Yeah. You start murmuring like nothing's coming.
Yeah, shaka, got to get young child. So I was like, okay, damn, this is me. I had to take it. I took everything out. I'm lying, because I stashed it in my pocket. So
okay, what inside there?
I took them out and she's like, why are you stealing? Do I not do enough for you? And that hit home. That hit home. And she was like, I'm not going to
Condone this.
Yeah, I'm not. We went back. She's like, okay. She took me to the securities that were at that specific Pick and Pay. And in malls, they always have like these holding cells. They took me into the holding cell. I remember it. I'm 14, 15.
Sure.
It
It was a proper lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they sat me down and like, boy, number one, you're handsome. You can get all the girls you like. You're smart. I've always been a smart kid. I was always topping the classes. And so that really took that really showed me something. Because seeing how my mother handled that situation, she could have been like, before I taught. you know.
And it would have encouraged you
Yeah.
to continue doing it. Yeah.
But she in that moment, she made me sure that
and in that moment, you hated her. Like, how can you do this to me? Sing
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? But I'm like, yeah, I did this, you know.
No, but
So-
shout out to mom. Like,
Yeah,
for
shout out to
instilling-
her.
For instilling like
Ever
proper
since.
discipline principles, you know.
But you know, I can be broke, and if I go, kia go pick and pick, it's not chalet. If I don't have that money, I will not look at it. Like at night, it's fine. Let me
Makes
move
sense.
on.
Makes sense.
You know. So that's how a woman would instill certain disciplines inside of you and values in order for you to become a man.
A better man, yeah.
You have to face yourself, you know. And I have a nice relationship with my mom. I talk about my relationships with other women, with her. She knows all about it. I can
Hey,
say
porrega, in fact.
any like yo, any
Mama
of
kisheti omunga je.
lie. She will ask me like, hey, what's a little car? Da, 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 da. Don't wanna mention them. You don't deserve that. You don't
That boys all worldwide.
Who's still
Yeah.
handsome. Yeah. She will ask me, oh, what's a little car? So. Arsa Wisan, again.
Also, you have that back
Yeah,
and forth.
always. You know,
Yeah.
we have fun, but also that's where I can get my lessons. Akina, father, I can call up. Time man, ish. No see him fana ulla hurakimuns.
Sure.
I can only go to mom. Can't speak to my brother because at the time we did not have that relationship.
We're both growing. At
Yeah,
the same
we
time,
only established it now.
which is dope.
Yeah,
Which
you
is
know,
great, bro.
and slowly but surely it makes sense.
It makes
And
sense,
so yeah, for her, she has always been there. She knows my exes. She knows what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying? But it's not a mama's boy type. No. It's always me going to her and making sure that whatever I'm doing, the steps I'm doing are correct. If I'm wrong, she again holds me accountable. Why no? It's unsure. Why?
But you've got a very different last born story, because in most cases last borns ziyatotoswa, you know, the and I like the approach that your mom took with it. That's pretty dope. I think we've overextended the question. We're supposed to also touch on
schooling.
schooling. When did you go to school?
I went to a large school, Theo Vasnar in primary. Green.
With brown shoes.
Leave the brown shoes alone. It was black, green and grey.
Green and grey.
Green, yellow, grey.
Large school, what?
Large school.
Large school.
Large school is primary.
Mm-hmm.
Theo Vasnar.
Theo Vasnar. Where's that?
It's in Winchester.
Winchester, oh, the south.
Yeah, it's actually hidden. It's one of the hidden schools, right?
Yeah.
I was privileged enough to go to a large school, Theo Vasnar. You know, grew up, we played rugby. That's when I learned to, people talk about they experienced racism. I only experienced racism once out of my whole entire life. Only once. And I dealt with that in that moment. When I always speak up.
Sure.
There was a teacher that told us, you black kids deserve to go back to Soweto in school there. And these white, I wish they could go to Benoni or Basonia, whatever. I was like, oh no, you are not getting away with this.
Fuck Mariki. Fuck you, Mariki.
But I still love you though. Because after that, what she did, we had a whole meeting where when the principal actually went to the class and asked everyone, is it true what she said? And she justified it. No, this is what I meant. I meant all these naughty ones and whatever. I was like, girl, this is not what you said.
An umbrella.
Yeah, and then what happens is
they hit me with an avocado.
no one speaks up. I'm the only one that stood up and spoke up for that situation. After that, she knew she had to respect me.
Sure.
She knew that when I'm around, I can't just speak to this kid however I want. I have to. Yes.
So you became the teacher, essentially.
You can, till this day, if she sees me, I love you, boy. But I think she also had to learn. As much as we are black and we go through things, white people also have to learn. And they learn through mistakes. That's why I'm a firm believer that people make mistakes. Okay, so large school, Theo Vasnar. Primary. And then high school, Sir John Adamson.
I don't know where that is. But shout out.
South of Johannesburg. Those that know, you know what's up, right?
Also, you stayed in the south. Most of your schooling was in the south.
Yeah, most of my schooling was my entire schooling except for my college.
Yeah.
When I started going to college, I went to Southwest Media College.
Where's that? Southwest.
Yeah, Southwest is in Bram.
Oh.
Yeah, so I became a little Bram kid for 2 years, nyana, till I got my diploma.
Yeah. What was the diploma in?
Sound engineering.
Sound engineering.
Yeah, so qualified sound engineer. Looking at that's why I handle most of the sound things and everything.
Yeah, this is the podcast's sound guy, by the way. It's not credit.
Shout out. But I don't need that credit. You know, it's always you give back, man. I believe in giving back.
Yeah. Why sound engineering?
I actually wanted to drop out of Sir John at grade 9. In grade 9, I wanted to drop out. I started writing music at 12. You see, after my father died, the only thing I could do was take a book and write about how I feel. That quickly transitioned into me making rap music because I was, I was introduced to hip hop music at a very young age. I think at about 8 or 9. And the first song,
influence,
the first song was Eminem when I'm gone. That stuck with me, you know, because it related to my father actually being gone. That hit different.
Sure.
And I need some panic and tears, you know. So everyone wanted tears when I'm gone. So that influenced me a lot. Eminem influenced me a lot when I started. But moving on, you know, I got the likes of AKA and. Yeah, I don't wanna compare and stuff. Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. So
born in the 2000s, but their attitude is what? What's the 60s or the 70s? What's this?
I'm telling you, just a little Palinyana. Yeah, no, for sure. I'm an old soul. I like to think of myself as an old soul, so I don't like to conform.
And so you're listening to Eminem, AKA's pulling through. Those are the influences.
Those are the influences, you know. Deep hip hop like Nas. That's why I believe in everything hip hop. I don't believe hip hop dies. You can never say hip hop is dead.
Can never die.
I don't care what anyone has to say, but yeah, I stand on that.
Yeah.
You know. So after that, I began writing. By the time I got to grade 9, I already had my first songs out. This is 15, 16.
This is what, SoundCloud?
Yeah, SoundCloud.
Yeah.
I already had like 5 songs out.
At 16?
Yeah.
That's dope.
And so I was already screaming to my mom. And remember, people feel like I'm privileged because my mom believes in my... She had to. I put her in a position for her to believe. We all have black parents that be like, no. Ulubala. And I was like, no, I'm dropping out. Grade 9. I had it in me. I was like, hi, kids are more. You know?
I'm drawing leaves.
Yeah, I would always come home late because I had to go to the studio. And sometimes I wouldn't even call to say I'm going to, I just walk. Remember, a 16-year-old walking about 5 kilometers to go to a studio.
No, it's nothing.
It's not anything, especially if you have a dream inside you. But you know, I'll come home late. That's the problem.
That's the problem. Is that how you got your studio? One of the reasons?
No. The studio, I'll explain just now. So, after a few times of me doing the studio thing, my mom she sat me down. She's like, you know what? If you're gonna do this, at least let me know. You know, talk what? She's like, no, talk to me. Let me know that you are going to the studio. Let me know that you are going to be here for so long. And then when I'm coming home, when I'm on the way, you know.
If I can pick you up,
yes.
I don't want you walking around late. Yeah,
it's late, you know, you come home at like 9, 10, 16. You know, so I always...
If you're busy with
I always used to do that because I did not have a choice. It was in me. She decided to be like, let's break this down. You tell me when you're going, we'll make sure that, okay, at least I know. I'm deep down, I'm happy. You know? I'm not worried. I'm not thinking that you're out there doing things with other people. I'm not thinking that you are dead somewhere in a ditch. In a ditch, sorry. So, okay, I feel like I forced her into that corner. You know what I'm saying? There came a time, and this is what really clinched it. There came a time when I had to perform at my sister's 21st. And she's 5 years older than me. So when I was 16, I did
You headlined the 21st.
Yeah. And being a 16-year-old at a 21st party where there's a lot of older people, you know, I'm young.
And you're feeling out of place, you're getting
Yeah,
nervous.
but you know, the music took over. Music is something else, bro. The music took over, and I killed that show. And everyone in my family was there, and they actually, you know, understood what I meant when I said, "This is what I'm gonna do." You know.
You mentioned being a qualified sound engineer.
Yes, sir.
What happens after that?
What happens after that is, after I graduated sound engineering, I was top of my class. So me thinking that, okay, the year after I completed that, I was like, okay, so I have this, now what now? So they tell us you have to do hours in order to obtain the certificate. Okay, so me not knowing where to go, I could say ke a Metro FM, ke ba kopa hore ke volunteer what I did not know. But you know, I got a call from my school, my sound engineering school. They're like, hey, listen, a radio station is looking for engineers, and because you're one of the top achievers, we think you will. Yeah, we think you will be the person that's going to make us proud in that aspect. And long story short, man, I was invited to Evoke Radio.
Yeah,
you know, and Evoke Radio was a digital radio, so it was not signal, it was digital.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I worked with V for a year, I think, and in that I went from just being a starting sound engineer to head of sound. You know, we worked with Big Brother, Bovinus and Stinky Plus, you know, rest in peace Stinky Plus. I was there for when we actually shot. She's such a humble person. She has the energy, but she was such a humble person, and you wonder why people succumb to things like suicide, you know. So we have to always strengthen ourselves.
Sure.
At all times, though, we cannot, you know, if you fall down, get back up.
Sure.
10 times. You know how that feels. You know, I don't even have to tell you. I don't even have to.
Yeah.
You know, but the only person you have in moments like that is you, and you have to prove to yourself that I'm not going out like that, bro. I cannot.
Yeah, you can never go out like
Yeah,
that.
so
whatever life throws, you make lemons, bro.
You have to
make
keep
lemonade.
I have these cricket analogies, and it's only cricket people that understand it. When I keep saying this, life is just, it keeps throwing bouncers, googlies, everything, you know, but as long as you have that bat, and as long as you look back and your wickets are not completely smashed, you have to keep batting. You have to stay in that place for any ball, wait for life to make a mistake and hit. That's when you know, be like glass and just... You know, in South Africa, the Proteas made us proud.
Ah, those chokers. Fuck those chokers.
You know,
No.
first time in the final, though. They made us proud, though, I feel.
Yeah, but get into it after so long, and we've got so much depth, so much quality. It's
disappointing,
but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Okay, you get your hours. You work for Evoke. You end up being head of sound.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you learned a lot.
And man, I got to work.
That was live, right?
Yeah, I got to work with so much people in the industry. Yeah, so I feel like even coming to me as an upcoming artist, you know, when you're sitting in a space where so and so was sitting, and we look up to this person, you get what I'm saying, and you're thinking, oh, fana ish. One day about more positioning, yeah, but also holding and having resolve to not completely fan out in that moment. It's crazy because you have to be. I'm at work, mind you. I'm at work. I cannot fan out.
Yeah, you can't be starstruck and stuff.
No,
Yeah.
I can't. I have to, because I know how it is. Even when I was working at Nike, which Ivan, they came in, and me trying to be a humble person and fan, I'd be like, yo, I like your stuff. I didn't get the validation that I thought I was supposed to get. They don't care. Some people act like they're for the people, but they're not for the people. And it bothers me that when as a hip hop fan, or as a person that makes music, let me not say hip hop, someone that makes music, you know, you find your, you know, I don't want to say Jaivani, Kanekemang or there's this man, or Jazzy Q.
Yeah.
Jazzy Q gives off a confidence, you know, type of like, you know, when I'm around, you're not gonna, I'm like confident. I'll get Jazzy Q. He's confident in himself, but he's also very nalebuktu.
Sure.
When I met him, we actually laughed, you know, for the first time. It's like, you know what he said to me? I was wearing black Air Forces. And it's like, Ntwana, uzala. I'm a black Air Force. Because I worked at Center. It's like, are we yens daddy? Bazokusaba.
Sure.
Give them something else. You get what I'm saying? In front, instead of being no, he was for the people.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more people that were for the people. But then you look at someone like Ujaivan is very humble. I still love that dude. Till this day he makes it. But when you listen and you're like, this is a humble dude, and when you meet him, it's like very push, you know, standoffish.
But maybe it was an off day, man. You can't always be in the mood to be meeting people, you know.
But if it's an off day, then why do other people also have the same experience of you? You know. But I don't want to get in too much to that. I still love DJ Javan. You know, he pushed us. So yeah, man. I feel like us as hip hop artists, once we get to the place where we want to, we have a responsibility to ourselves and also to the fans.
To the culture, basically.
Exactly.
To the culture.
Because who are we without these people that listen? If you're not gonna allow, you know, Chris Brown allows people to take pictures with him, you know, and he's a different type of person. That's how you have to build a connection with the crowd.
With the crowd, that
And
makes sense.
you are not bigger than hip hop.
You can never be bigger than
You are
hip-hop.
not bigger than piano.
You can never be bigger than music. You
Exactly.
can never be bigger than the craft. I get you. You're getting your hours at at Vogue.
Mm-hmm.
You speak about being at Nike. I'm assuming that's a retail job, right?
Basically, yeah.
What was the transition like? So you were on radio, doing what you went to school for, and now you're presented with an opportunity to figure out a different type of workspace. What are the challenges that come with that? Where did that put you in your life? Did you feel like you were headed in the right direction? Did you make the wrong decision, or was it right time, wrong place? I don't know.
I'm a firm believer in God doesn't make mistakes, and He plans the way so perfectly. I worked at a radio. I went from working at radio, where you meet your everyday stars on a daily. You know, I wasn't getting money. I wasn't getting paid for my hours. That was volunteering. I was not allowed to get paid because then I did not earn my certificate. I just immediately went into a job. You know, so well, that's from my understanding of volunteering. I don't know volunteering that you get paid for. You get what I'm saying? So I did my hours, bro, and that's life. In life, you do your hours. You know, I did my hours, and there came a time where I had to leave Vogue Radio. You know, they had to reset and build it to what it is now. Vogue Studios is bigger, it's better, and you know it's growing. But at the same time, at that space in time, I had to find another solution to a problem I was dealt with, which is akina span, you know.
So roots.
You know, and people of Islam, people who are Muslims, look out for each other. I will not lie. You know, we always have these conversations with the very, you know, but I've had a different experience of that, being a Muslim. Because everything I have, I was given.
Sure.
That's why it's so important for me to always give, to always do without approaching.
Sure.
You'll never hear me say that. I don't till this day. You will never. You get what I'm saying? So I will never ever be in a position to say, I'm gonna need.
Sure.
That's not what.
No,
you are not a Muslim by that. You do. You set forth. You set an example. So, my auntie heard that I was no longer working, and she was like, "Hello, Junior, do you wanna work at Nike?" It's like, yeah. Mind you, there's a lot of CVs that go into Nike Center. That's the biggest flagship store, I think, in South Africa. You know? So, I'm like, yeah, definitely.
Sure.
You know? 6.5 key, yeah, what do you mean, bro? Nike clothes, you get what I'm saying? I've always been a Nike fan, so opportunity I can't turn down. Okay, I go in, one interview was all I needed. And me going into the interview, all they said was, do you have a child? No. This is how long you're going to be working, 6 days a week, type. Okay, cool. Are you ready? No, I'm good. I go.
So it's just a formality.
Yeah, just basically saying, okay, you're going to get the job.
Yeah.
So, the challenges I've faced transitioning from working 3 hours a day to working 9 hours a day, and on your feet.
Sure.
It's a daunting experience.
I can imagine.
It's a daunting experience. Yes.
Come on. Now you're treating customers with different attitudes.
I think every customer has their own way you can, like, Fana, you go from someone who does not want to speak to you at all.
But they need assistance.
Hi, how are you, man? What? We're taking Msuna. Marafela never kick. Until like inside. But I have to maintain. I mean, this back. We are providing a service. A lot of people don't understand how they retail. You are providing a service. Sure. Regardless of what type of people is coming to you, your job is to provide a service.
Sure.
Help.
And
yeah, So that's fine. I think the most difficult part of everything was actually I could stand me waiting 9 hours a day. I had to mop Nike floors. I had to sweep. There was no rail. There's a cleaning camp. Boy.
They rotate.
Schedule.
Sure.
Yeah. Mop in her, it smells like a beach, but anyway. Smells like beach, but you have to do what you have to do, bro. And that showed me
so the mop smells like a bitch.
Bro, like I don't know what to tell you. There's people that you work with. And this is what's irritating, because if you work 6 days a week, you are with these people. These people become your family.
Sure.
And you get to learn people. But what's going? Are people clean? Are people not clean? But you also get to love that.
The experience.
Yeah. So I fell in love. I loved it more than I hated it. So which was enough to put me through a year of working in Nike Center. And in that year, I got like 3 promotions.
Yeah.
I went from just being,
roster stuff.
Yeah, just being an average Palinyana and working for a paycheck. I got into Nike by You. When Nike by You was first introduced into South Africa, I was one of the first 3 in the whole of Africa to become a brand service at Nike by You. That's a big step, The money didn't go up, but they say it's not a promotion if your money doesn't go up. But I was in it because where I was now, I was exposed to people who wanted to come
and customize.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now you coming to my spot now, little corner that we had, was customizing. You wanted to be there. My bad. So
excuse me. Yeah.
Now I'm exposed to people that actually want the experience. I'm not just dealing with all the customers, so that was better. I'm respected more. I'm looked out, like people look up to me now because there's always new people coming in. Fana, no one can keep a retail job. No one. It's hard. The ones that do, I feel sorry for them.
Sure.
But I respect you also because you're maintaining. You're keeping your hustle, So
putting bread on the table.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We all have our different life goals and everything. So I understood very quickly, I have to be swift here. I'm moving up, but it also has to have meaning, or else I'm not doing this. Mind you, this is me now because I don't have time for my studio. I don't have time for me. I come home. I have to record.
Sure.
I'm going back to I'm sleeping at 2 o'clock. I have to wake up tomorrow at 6 o'clock, catch the bus at 7, be at work by 9:15. So that on its own was daunting, my brother. When I tell you that that's not an easy experience, chasing your dream meanwhile maintaining a a 9 to 5.
9 to 5. And you go to work early, you come back late, you always tired, you've got one day off.
You don't have a social life.
Yeah.
There is no social life for that. And that's why we have to be careful, guys. Like when we go to these retail stores, how we treat people, those people don't get sleep. Some of them are either chasing their dreams. The ones who are comfortable, that's okay for them. But people like me who always are chasing something, are looking for
ways to get out or something better or the next step or whatever.
So it's always refreshing to meet someone new, and I've had the experience to meet one of the best dudes through my job. You get what I'm saying? That dude would always I would be like, you don't know for now, 6'5", but money chill at the affair. Because you have to pay for a phone, transport, kavulo. You find yourself stuck.
Sure.
You know, and there's like I say in Fana, Islam pulled in more than one ways for me. There's a dude that would always be like, when you need anything, just call me. I'll be like, yo dude, I need like 500 to get through the month. He's like, oh, it's fine, I'll give you. I respect till this day, dude. I still speak to that dude, and I also have my Islam mentor. That you know, if anything happens to me, dog, he pulls up and he calls me. So yeah, I feel the gist of it, but I had to leave Nike because
to pursue.
I had a dream to chase.
All right. So speaking about the dream, you said you were a SoundCloud rapper coming up. Where's the music now? How far have you pushed the music? Is there growth? Is there reach? You know, and where are you taking this music?
I think coming up in an era where SoundCloud was so dope and I wasn't doing good on SoundCloud, because at the time you had J Molly's breaking SoundCloud, crazy numbers. You had Patrick Lee's, but they had a different sound to what I had. I've always stuck to the original hip-hop sound. I've always been hip-hop is everything.
But there's like a saying, or is it a statement or whatever, or was it a beef? They were come by somebody, they were like, because it's boom bap doesn't mean it's deep. So saying you're keeping it OG doesn't really mean you've got substance, you've got a message.
Yeah. But I always try to maintain the message, and that's what set me apart. You know what I'm saying? So back then I did not have the reach. I did not have the knowledge of how to blow up. So I watched people I blow up. I grew up with do crazy numbers, 20,000 on SoundCloud. So I understood that maybe I'm pitching to the wrong market. What am I doing? What am I doing wrong? Like, am I pitching to the wrong market? What's going on? And I understood. But so I went deeper. I went to go study again. I've always been studying, done my research. By the time I finished high school, I understood. Okay, no, shut. I did so far so good, but what's cracking? What am I doing wrong? I understood. Okay, shut. Found out there's distributions to all social media platforms, to every DSP that you can think about. Okay, cool. Let me do that.
Yeah.
Everyone has if you have an iPhone, caters. SoundCloud caters. Spotify caters. And you know, I started starting once I did that, I started doing crazy numbers on SoundCloud.
Sure.
Not on SoundCloud, sorry. On TikTok, I did some, you know, I had a lot of people just using my tunes, and then also Spotify. Spotify, yeah. I started growing on that. And like I say, if you maintain who you are as a person and if you maintain the type of sound that I was making, I always knew that it was going to be successful. I always knew it. And now I'm in a healthy position, man.
Sure.
You know, I'm in a healthy position.
So there's been an evolution.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, and you've gotten to work with me from my less quality side to my now quality side, but you can still be a testament to say that you always put a message in your songs.
Sure.
It's been about that ever since, you know. So right now, I feel like I'm in a not a comfortable place because you know I'm not content.
Sure.
I still want more. You know, I want to touch people. I want to move with this. And I hear people say hip hop is dead. Wait till I come in the game. I have something for you. Wait till I come into the game, you know. Ever since AKA died, rest in peace, there hasn't been someone to actually stand out and say, yo, I'm him.
Yeah,
So I'm not saying I'm going to be the next AK or anything. I'm just saying
you're gonna be the next Hurko.
yeah, I'm gonna be the next me, and I'm gonna do it so well that you're going to remember that hip hop can never die.
Alright.
You get what I mean?
Alright. So well, what's your end goal in the industry? Where do you see yourself? What would be your ultimate goal? How can I have achieved this? Then you can sit back and relax. Not necessarily relax. There's no relaxing
Yeah, I was about to say
in being a creative life, but there's a standard that you've set, maybe a dream that you've had for the longest time. I know you just mentioned that you just want to touch people, but impact-wise, yeah. Or do you want somebody 20 years from now screaming Palinyana was the goat that I know? That's the greatest of all time.
You know what's important for me? I think, okay, let me come to the material things for now. I think I've set a little thing. What do I go? Yeah, just a bar.
Yeah.
If I get to a point where I can buy a Rolls Royce,
Sure.
that's the most expensive car in the world. I have a song actually called the Rolls Royce Dreams.
Yeah,
it's not out yet, but you know, it's just me telling myself that I'm worthy of that dream.
Sure.
And for all my life, all I wanted to do was to become the best hip hop artist in SA, in Africa. It doesn't bother me that whether America hears me or not. I'm here right now.
Yeah.
And you're always talking about rep your set,
Sure.
rep your hood.
Yeah.
That's where you come from.
That's where you come from.
So,
That's where you are.
Yeah.
Don't
I had
lie
that,
to us.
to move out into states. You know, I had everything going for me for that. But I had to sit down and be like, why? I'm here right now.
Sure.
If Nasty could do it, if Reese could do it, if AKA could do it,
Java's doing it.
Java's doing it.
Yeah. Blackie's doing it.
Blackie's doing it on the highest level from KZN. I'm
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Pali, you belong.
You belong.
I had to stop thinking that I don't belong. That's the biggest thing. Once I stopped thinking that I don't belong, I started believing that, okay, now what I want to achieve, I want to be one of the biggest superstars, hip-hop artists in South Africa, and maybe Africa.
Then globally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Globally, this doesn't bother me. You guys are my people, you know. I know I can reach that height, you know, but we also have to understand that bigger you grow, the more it takes out of you.
Sure.
We have to.
Makes sense.
I've had conversations with my mom where I explained to her that the bigger you grow as a person, the more I'm going to lose myself, and I'm going to need you guys to be my anchors, to keep, when I stray, pull me back.
Keep you grounded.
Yes,
Yeah.
you know, because this is who I am. Kidula Soweto. Regardless of how light skinned I am, Kidula Mzimhlo, I don't
I'm light skinned, but I'm still a nigga.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm a firm believer in it, and I'll keep doing what I have to do. And once I get to that point, I think I've said, for me, it's because of my religion. I also wanna make this next 10 to 15 years a success so much, and when I get to 35, I can move out of the music industry. I don't know what the future holds.
Sure.
I'm not God. I don't know what the future holds. But as of right now, I think if I do a nice 15-year run of me consistently doing what I'm doing now, people are going to like me for the next 30, 40 years.
For a lifetime,
A
because music
lifetime,
is
yeah.
timeless. Yeah.
So that's why I keep creating these timeless songs, you know. Once I get to that point, I'm okay.
But yeah.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah. Yo, Spuda, is there anything I've missed?
No.
No.
Not that I
Covered
can
a lot.
think of now. We've
Anything
covered
you'd like
everything.
to touch base on that we didn't hit?
Yeah, just one more thing. I said this on a WhatsApp status.
Yeah.
That for the longest time I felt misunderstood. I don't know what it is. I may never know. But what I've came to realize is that gratitude is everything. You know, I'm speaking from coming from an accident where I crashed my brother's car. You know, it takes a lot. because I went from feeling like I'm untouchable
Sure.
to understanding that none of this actually matters. None of it. I can lose my life today. And
the key is just to keep living.
Keep living and being grateful.
Sure.
You know, so and it showed me. I'm 22 now. Once I get to the point where I'm famous and it's coming soon. I don't want to say anything on deals or associations, whatever.
Yeah.
But when it comes, I understand that there's a line that I have to, and this is sad because you have to go through it as well. Once you cross that line from being one of us, Ronan Panda, to being the one that's successful, people are going to look at you different. And how put that into context? How do you change? How do you become a man of now I'm responsible in the public eye and also when I'm alone? Because manje ngibhekene nabo PK nabo bantu nabo whatever. Angifana burti so ngasipayela bo case nya. You have a kid. I have to
man up game.
Young son. So I understood that if I'm misunderstood now, I question myself like, am I gonna be understood when I'm famous? Is that
they wanna say that money changed you and you weren't there during the come up.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I have to make peace with understanding that if I'm misunderstood now, even when I'm up there, how do I can't just take anyone's word for it and believe that, you know what, you love me. Yeah. If you didn't love me now, how do I know that you love me then?
Exactly.
So I keep to my prayers, and I think I'm just grateful. Everyone I have around me right now is all I need. And moving forward, whoever wants to work with us can work with us.
Makes sense. Makes sense. With that note, ngathi manje sengiyafaka ku-Islam, Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Yeah, that's praise to God, right?
Allahu Akbar, God is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. So, but we usually say, you know, Alhamdulillah. In situations like this, Alhamdulillah.
It's stuck, but yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
So, God for everything till this day.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, guys.
Yeah, it's been real, it's been dope, very insightful, a very young man's story into the music industry, his journey through life, his journey growing up, impacts, family dynamics. I'm sure a lot of y'all in his age group, even older, will relate, will make references, will tick off certain things you needed to tick off to get a clearer conscience, for lack of a better word. But yeah, it's been real, it's been dope. Pleasure having you.
Shout out to the hop.
Yeah. So now we're climbing out of the rabbit hole. Please don't forget to comment. Your comments are really important. Your likes, your sharing, your subscriptions, the notification bell. And yeah, man, get support lady, your boy Pro J, and we're out. Away.
Kuri ngwanaka wa nthetsa mruti maine ke batla Pro J mona mo studio ngwanaka wa nthetsa